What's going on? Welcome back. Today we're doing Cybercrafted. Cybercrafted is a newly released room from TryHackMe. Now the Cybercrafted room is CTF machine, CTF and easy machine actually. We're not gonna find any kind of hassle doing this machine. It's easy. I recommend you guys who are just getting started in practicing pen testing or CTF, you can start with this. It's very easy. So in this machine we have a couple of questions to answer, and these questions actually you can answer the questions while you are going through the challenge. So we're gonna root the machine and we will answer these questions, and the end we have nothing to do here. You just read through the credit the author for the room and that's it. Okay then. Alright, so the scenario is as is. You have found an IP address of an in development Minecraft server or Minecraft server. So we are going to pawn Minecraft server now. So now we head to the Kali machine, and this is the nmap scan. From the nmap scan we can see we have 3 open ports, 22 for SSH, 80 for HTTP, and the last one is 25,565 for the Minecraft server. So in total we have 3 open ports. Now what service runs on the highest port? So from the output here we see the service is Minecraft. Now if it asks for the version, we're gonna write the version, but I don't think so. So type here Minecraft. And the subdomains. Now we get to the enumeration. So basically the first thing, as you see guys, we scanned the machine, we scanned all the ports, and we have found 3 open ports. Now the next thing is we conduct the enumeration phase. But sometimes enumeration is part of the information gathering. So in the scenario here we're trying to gather subdomains about the machine. Now not all the time you will have the notion of starting with subdomains. It is just as per the scenario, but it is definitely one of the things you would do when you enumerate a target. You would look for hidden directories, you would look for subdomains. Now in this scenario here we're directly looking for subdomains. So cybercrafted.hm, definitely we're gonna have to do add that to the the host file. So okay, so we give it one line and we add the IP address of the machine. Save it and try to enter. Now once we open the page we see the welcome message. Welcome to Cybercrafted. Both the online store and the Minecraft server are in development. So nothing to do here. We have to wait for the Minecraft to come alive. Now we have 2 options here. The first and the easiest one, the quickest one, is to look at the page source. The next one is to start directly with subdomain enumeration. Now let's first take a look at the page source, or inspect the element. So we see here a note to the developers just finished up adding other subdomains. So this note confirms that we need to head to the direction of enumerating subdomains. Okay then, so let's enumerate the subdomains then. So for enumerating subdomains we can use a couple of tools or a couple of ways to enumerate subdomains. You can use the harvester, you can use DNS recon, you can use sublister, you can use FFUF, and for my members who have the notes, they definitely can see these notes. So basically I'm gonna choose GoBuster this time. So let's go with GoBuster and enumerate the subdomains. Sudo GoBuster dir vhost -u Now for the word list, we're going to select -w, user share. Let's see what we have. So discovery. Okay, then we have DNS. Now from DNS list, subdomains top 1 million. Let me select this one. Okay, we started to have some results. Admin Cybercrafted, store Cybercrafted, admin Cybercrafted. What's that? And we have found something weird here. gc._msdss. Okay, so I think according to the responses here, or the response code, we have 4 subdomains, guys. Admin store, admin store, store crafted. Let's try answering with these. See here. Any subdomains, alphabetical order. So 1, 2, 3. So the answer, so the question is expecting you to put 3 subdomains here. Up until now, one, two, three, four, 5. Okay. So 1. So where do I get this client timeout exceeded while awaiting headers? Okay, so let's start. Let's stop this for a second. All right. Now, what we're gonna do now? We're gonna add these to the etc host file. So going to etc host. So here type admin.cybercrafted.com .tsm. Again, we have store. And of course, admin cybercrafted.com store. So let's try accessing one of these. Admin.cybercrafted. So we have, oh, it's .tsm, not .com. And we have a login form. Now this is the place where you would start, or where you would conduct brute force attack on the login form. Or what you would do here, you would just try some SQL payloads. But I'm gonna save you time. No SQL payloads, no brute force will work on this login form. So in this channel, you're supposed to take advantage or exploit some other place, right? Extract the passwords and then log in normally like any other human being would log in when they are presented with this screen. So basically, nothing to do with this login form in this scenario in capital letters, in uppercase. Now, we still have a chance. So if you go to store cybercrafted.com store.cyber, I keep saying .com. I don't know why it keeps taking me here. Let's do that. All right, let me check the host file. Okay, let me make. Oh. Look, the typo I have made here. So basically I put .com here instead of THM without realizing what I am doing. So be wary of these kind of mistakes. Sometimes you get lost and you don't know what was the reason in the first place. So let me make this right, exit, and now we try to go to store. You don't have permission to access this resource. Okay. So here you may think that you hit a rabbit hole. So in the login form, nothing is working. SQL injection not working. Brute force is not working. And here you are forbidden to access this resource. So basically, after losing hope to this, right, you may start thinking about, what if I enumerate directories here? Yeah, I know the root directory or the root subdomains. I don't have permission to access. That's right. But who said that I don't have permission to access subdirectories of the subdomain, right? So now you may start to think, why wouldn't I enumerate the subdomains of this, enumerate the directories of the subdomain? So we head back to command line and we use gobuster to enumerate the subdirectories. So go sudo gobuster dir -u -w user share lists dir buster I'm going to select 2.3 medium. Let's see here, assets. Now all of you know what assets mean, right? It will just list you the CSS JavaScript files. We're not interested in these, although they are important in the enumeration phase, but in this scenario we're gonna ignore them. Seems to me that we need to add some amendments to my command. So in here I'm gonna select -x. So here I opt for enumerating files with specific extensions like PHP. I also am interested in HTML. One common extension also is TXT. Okay, to start now. Now we get some other results. So we have index, we have search. All right, so slash search, and now we get a search form. Okay, so what you would do when you have a search form here? A couple of things. You would first try cross-site scripting. Try to see if the site is ever enabled to cross-site scripting. Now, since we don't have any user to interact with, we're going to forget about the reflected. You may think of stored cross-site scripting, and you might try with some XSS payloads, but this is not the scenario here. But it is, of course, one way to start with if you have a search form. Now the next thing that we would try is SQL injection. Now SQL injection most of the time work in search forms, in login form, but also you can try SQL injection in search forms. And I have a couple of notes here on the search forms on this sheet. So let's see the search forms here. So SQL injection in search fields. Again, you can get the notes by subscribing to the membership. So basically the first thing we would do here, guys, we want to try to determine the number of columns. So before doing that, let's see what is a normal query would look like. So here, let's start a search for something like 1, and nothing appeared here. Let's try Minecraft. Also I've got nothing. Let's try with single quote. Also nothing. So this means that the application is either not vulnerable, or we have some sort of blind SQL injection, which is the difficult form of SQL injection, guys. No feedback is returned back. It's returned as an output back to you. So you would think that this is kind of blind SQL injection. All right. What if I try with A? So when I try with A, I get all of the items which have the A character in their name, right? Everything has A here. Neither star, lapis, gust, iron axe, diamond. Okay, so this is the normal output. You have 3 columns: item, amount, cost. And definitely, guys, this table or this output is being retrieved from some sort of SQL table. So there is a SQL table back where if I type something here, anything you type here, it will be searched and queried across this table. Now the table contains 3 columns: item, amount, and cost. Now this is the table here that is that we're dealing with here, right? But what we want to do now, we want to dump all of the entries. We want to try to understand more about the database structure in order to find if there is some user name and password or some hash that we can use to log in here. So let me go back to the notes here. See, so we can try some test command here or test word, and we can use the order by statement to try and determine number of columns. So let me copy this one and start the journey of determining the number of columns in this database. But instead here, I'm going to type the correct output. Try with this one. So when I typed A ordered by 1, as you can see, it returned a correct result. Now our objective is to keep increasing, right? We keep increasing until we hit an error or we hit no feedback. So if I try order by 1 like that, how about 3? Okay, now let's change this to something that doesn't exist. So if I take this one and type test, yeah, test doesn't exist here. So let's try test, search, nothing. How about 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. If we try B here, how about 5? Okay, so we have no output back. Now, in order to understand what's happening here, guys, since there is no feedback from the web application, we need to trigger some sort of feedback. So basically, in this scenario, let's try using the union select. So I'm going to use the union select here and determining the number of columns. So basically, we can type test union select 1. Okay, now we keep increasing until we get some sort of feedback. 1. How about another one? Okay, then the number of columns definitely is not 3. How about a 4th one? So we get some output now. So at the 4th attempt, we get some output. Let's try with 5 to confirm this result. So if we get nothing, indeed we got nothing here at the 5th one. So this means that it is 99% with 99% certainty. The number of columns is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay then. Now let's put that into action and try to determine the database version or the database itself. And indeed, we get database name of app. Alright, so now let's get into the nitty-gritty of SQL injection. Now the first thing we want to do is to get the table names. So basically, see here, let's see what we have. So we can select a table name from information schema.tables, and then later on we can enumerate the columns, and we can also select some columns from a specific table. Okay, we're gonna use this formula now, this one here. So back, type in here table names, and of course we're going to select from information schema. Since information schema, guys, is the table, or the yeah, it's actually the database where it contains all of the information about other databases, their columns, the structure, everything. So from information schema.tables, alright, so we have the tables here. These are all the tables in the database. Now we have a table called admin, and we have stock. Now I am interested in getting the columns in the admin database, in the admin table. So what I would do here, I would just modify the command a bit. So instead of table name, I would go for column name. From information schema.columns, of course. Now we will use where clause, where we specify the table, or we specify a filter criteria. So table name equal admin. Nope, nothing. Information columns. Yeah, some typo. Sometimes. Also, this doesn't work. Paste back. Information schema.columns where table name equal admin. Let's see here. Do we have to put this between two quotes? Maybe I forgot this. So ID, user, hash. We have 3 columns, right? We have user and hash. Now directly we can aim for the user and hash. So what we're gonna do now, we're gonna paste the same formula. So instead here, you select, type here user, and also type hash from, no need for these anymore, from admin. And finally you get the results. So you have web flag, and you have X uppercase, X lowercase, X uppercase, ultimate creeper. Alright, so we have a hash here. Now this is what we wanted. Now we take this and we try to crack it. You have the option of crack this online or offline. I'm gonna select the quickest option, crack station. So the password is diamond1234567889. Alright. So this is the login form, and this is the username. You hit the jackpot. So here you have some sort of box that runs system commands. Now I can understand the author's efforts in making some reasonability on the challenge. So basically they put the box here that would run system commands behind the login form. So it would make some sense now why would someone put an inbox that runs system commands on a web application, right? So if I want to it doesn't make sense to put that box directly to non-authenticated users. So they made some realness to the challenge actually, where they would put these kind of privileged, let me say, privileged features for authenticated users. But as you can see here, we were able to find another flaw that granted us access to this box. Now, normally you wouldn't see these kind of boxes in any web application, and if you see some box here that would run system commands, definitely it will have some sort of filtering, or it will be behind a login form like this one here. So there is some realness to this one being behind a login form, but you got to be careful that sometimes the problem is not in the login form or not in the weakness of password. Sometimes you would find other vulnerabilities in the application that would make you access some other areas you are not supposed to access. So system commands, all right, let's give that a demo. ID data. Okay, now let's grab some reversal and get the first foothold. This one is still running, we don't need you. So sudo rl wrap nc-lvp 555. Okay, let's see the reversals now. How about this one? Make sure to change the IP on the port. Four five four five. Nothing. All right, let me get back. Inspect the command again. Let's see here. I guess there is no arrow here. Yeah, and indeed there is no arrow. So let's take this to the right, or let's close that, we don't need you. Okay, so now we have the first foothold. Now let's go back to the questions now and try to put some answers. So in the subdomains, so you have admin, we got also store and dub. On what page did you find the vulnerability? It was search.php. What is the admin's user name? Okay, so we head back here and we copy that. What is the web flag? This is the web flag. Can you get the Minecraft server flag? Okay, so now we are on track. So this is the first foothold here, and now we try to find the first flag. Before doing any search on the Minecraft flag, first we have to do some search enumeration on the current environment, try to understand it more, what are the users we have, and so on and so forth. So cd home ls. Seems like we have two users. We have Cybercrafted and we have XX Ultimates, whatever. So let's see the permissions. Now both directories are owned by their respective users. I don't think we have access to these, but let's try. Yeah, this one actually I think we can access that. So let's cd to that user home directory. Okay, ls-la. So we got some SSH here. So cd.sh And here you go, the private key. So by getting the private key, now we can upgrade or do some horizontal privilege escalation. A horizontal privilege escalation is where you is a situation where you escalate your privileges from an unprivileged user to a higher privileged user, but not necessarily a root user. So now we can cat, and now we can take this key, now head back to your machine, nano ID RSA, proper permissions, okay. Now let's log in with that private key. So SSH-I private key -I here and ID RSA, type yes, and there is a password or password for the private key. All right, so we're gonna have now to do SSH to John to convert the private key into a hash and then crack it. So locate SSH to John. Okay, Python. Run this on the private key and send the output to a file called RSA hash. Now I use John the Ripper on RSA hash. Use the word list -- word list equal user share. And we have the passphrase creep in 2006. Try to log in now. Type in creep in 2006. Yeah, and we've got access now. Now we don't need the session on the left anymore. I'm gonna head again and close this. Okay, so now we have elevated the privileges a bit, not too much. So this new user here, now we can, I think, start the search for the Minecraft server. So let's do some search here. Use the find command, search in all directories for the file named or the file containing. Let me get back to the question. Can you get the Minecraft server flag? So the criteria here is we get to a file that contains the the flag. All right, so we can try our luck now with something like Minecraft, or we can use regular expression actually. So anything that would start with Minecraft, so Minecraft start here. Let's cancel that. I don't think we need that. So Minecraft, and then we output any error to dev null. Now I know this question is kind of CTF question, but it would, if you don't know how to use find, this question actually makes you go ahead and research about the find command. So we have a one hit on the opt Minecraft cd ls. So we have actually Cybercrafted Minecraft server flag note word backup. So this is the flag. Now let's get rid of that CTF question and proceed with our enumeration. What's the name of the sketchy plugin? Okay, there is a node file worth investigating here. just implemented a new plugin with the server within the server. So now non-premium Minecraft accounts can game too. Cybercrafted PS will remove the whitelist soon. So what is the new plugin name? Alright, so let's look again at some of the files here. Word backup, we have Cybercrafted. Let's see these Cybercrafted. Help, commands, logs, plugins. Alright, CD to plugins. Now the plugin name is login system. Let's see the answer formula. Yeah, login system only. So we take this, copy that, okay. What is the user's flag? And finish the job and give me the root flag. Alright, so let's leave us alone, leave the CTF alone now, and let's get back to the real nitty-gritty of the pen testing now. Now, as you can see here, guys, we have login system. We have a plugin called login system here. Before that, we had some directories or files like word backup and cybercrafted, and inside the cybercrafted here, we've got some other files. Now, what if we investigate now the plugin itself? So let's go to the plugin itself, cd ls-la. Now, as you can see, we have some sort of here we have YAML files. Inside the YAML file, we have got passwords and we got log. Now, here we talk about some plain text credentials being inside exposed files. So let's satisfy the curiosity and cat passwords. Here we have 2 hashes. Alright, let's cat the log. Now when we inspect the log file, we see several login attempts. All they seem to be successful. So the first one, we see Cybercrafted registered, Java Edition Bedrock, and then as you can see they logged in with this password, Java Edition Bedrock. And the last one, as you can see here, another user called Madwrench, they logged in with the password 123. So since Madwrench doesn't exist on the current login on the current Unix system, we can log in now and elevate the privileges with the Cybercrafted. So su Cybercrafted, and this is the password. Paste that, and now we have logged in as Cybercrafted. Alright then, so see here, what do we have? What is the user's flag? Alright, let's go now to home, cd cybercrafted cat user.txt, and that is the user flag. Okay, finally the login now, the root flag. So the root flag, basically we need to elevate the privileges from this user to the root user. So what we're gonna do now, we can type sudo -l. We have the password for this user. I think we pasted the flag now. No, we have to recopy the password and paste. So this user now, which is Cybercrafted, can run user bin screen -r Cybercrafted as a root user. So let's try that. What's gonna happen? I've got errors here. Enter, type help for help. So here we got some guidelines on the tool. Can I type man here? No. Okay, so let's understand more how we can use this. So the screen app actually in Linux has been known to have some vulnerabilities and abuse. we can abuse it actually. So if we go to GTF opens, see what the perspective there. GTF opens. Search for screen. Now the case is sudo. Okay, so sudo, if the binary is allowed to run as superuser by sudo, it does not drop the elevated privileges and may be used to access the file system, escalate or maintain privilege. So you have just to type sudo screen, but we cannot do that since the only way to run screen as sudo in our case is to append it with -r cybercrafted. So now since we cannot use or abuse actually screen according to the GTF opens, right, we're gonna have to understand how it works. So basically you can type man screen and you can see more information about the tool, how to use it. Now there is a line here called at this line, the standard way to create a new window is to type control A and then C. This creates a new window running a shell and switches to that window immediately regardless of the state of the process running in the current window. So yeah, the application actually, that's what it does. The screen is a full screen window manager that multiplexes a physical terminal between several processes, typically interactive shells. So if you run sudo, or if the screen application can be run as sudo, right, it means we can spawn an interactive shell here as root, right? So the way to do that, in the explanation or in the guide here, the standard way to create this window is to type control A C. Okay, let's quit here and rerun the tool now as sudo control A C, and this is a new shell has been spawned. If I type ID now, you see we are the root user. Now let's get the final flag, cd root cat root. Alright, so that was the room, guys. Easy room, right? Nothing complex. There is no mention, or there is no any kind of advanced exploitation needed or buffer overflows. Just easy SQL injection, easy privilege escalation, and that's it. So I hope you find that enjoyable and see you in the next video.